commencement. It's the culmination of 4 years of hard work.
It's just one of the most special time in the year.
When the graduation song comes on, I get very nostalgic.
Because Moore is an intimate community, I get to know the students really well.
Being a very open and welcoming community of artists and designers.
We can really take care of each other, not only during your career here at Moore, but beyond graduation.
So that's a great thing about being here at Moore, is that having that connection to each other.
And this is what I love most about my job, being an example and showing students they can do anything.
I love working at Moore because I love supporting women artists.
I love working at Moore because there is no other place like it.
I have never worked in a place where so many people cared about the students, were so invested.
So I know it may sound cliche, but I love working at Moore most because of the students here.
It's the students and the sense of community here at Moore.
And it's really been a joy to teach students at Moore.
The students at Moore, I find, support one another.
The students really care about others, and some of that even shines through in their artwork.
Their ability to lift each other and themselves up into success.
My favorite thing about Moore students, the level of creativity and genius.
Their incredible energy and excitement for their creative process.
This is the energy and the breadth of creativity that I get to see across all majors.
It's really exciting to see their individual interests and how different they all are.
The interactions that occur between different majors and ideas that come out of the interactions are pretty inspiring.
I'm always really inspired by all of the work that I see in the studios, in the student-run gallery.
They're smart and they're creative and they're unafraid to express themselves.
Their passion and dedication to their work. You can feel it as soon as they walk into the doors.
It's the strong academic focus balanced with career preparedness and an entrepreneurial spirit.
You really can give them a task and they will just run with it.
My favorite thing about Moore students is how motivated and dedicated they are in achieving their own personal goals.
They're also very open-minded about what they're going to learn.
The students of Moore are curious and they are hardworking. They are always making questions and questioning why we are doing this and how we are doing it.
And it's really, really nice when you're teaching to have curious students.
Not only their creativity, but also their interest in giving back.
They have this really unusual blend of both personal drive and motivation with this interest and real talent for community care.
Their passion for their art, their passion for other individuals.
They are passionate about what they do. They set goals and they strive to achieve them. And as a result, they are well prepared to enter the professional world after they graduate here from Moore.
The Moore students are very outgoing, they're hardworking, and they're very serious about their craft.
They can explain what their intent was, and they learn and support each other. That's my favorite part.
They're building community at the campus, they're building community out in Philadelphia, they're building, galleries and artist collectives and, huge public art projects together.
It's hard to find a student that is not passionate about what they're doing.
So my favorite thing about a Moore student is that, of course, they're hardworking, but more importantly, because we're a small school, we really know each other. The faculty know the students know the faculty, and the students know each other really well.
Your fellow students will be the greatest people that you'll ever meet, and you'll know them for years to come, and they will be the people that you constantly reach back for.
The biggest piece of advice I would give to Moore students is to not be afraid of failure.
Take your failures and turn them into successes.
Dive into your work head first.
Discipline is key to be successful.
Believe in yourself, believe in your talents.
Creativity is something that doesn't just show up in the studio.
Find new ways to use your creativity as a tool for exploring career opportunities you might otherwise have ignored.
Always raise a bar and challenge yourself, even if it's not something you're familiar with.
When you work hard at it, you're going to notice a great improvement in your own work.
find creative solutions for including those around you who need to be included and might not otherwise have access.
Make relationships with as many people as you can, because it will open many doors and make your future very bright.
You're going to find that you open up sides of yourself that you might not have been aware were there before.
The big art is your life.
I love working at Moore because every day I have the opportunity to change the landscape of the future.
I'm really proud of our students here.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
It's really, really hard for me not to cry. And they're tears of joy at commencement. It's my favorite time of year. Welcome. Wasn't that wonderful? Welcome to Moore College of Art and Design commencement for the class of 2020. Congratulations to all of the graduates who have earned their degrees, and to all of the families and friends who join us today. We are delighted to see you all from near and far. I want to recognize our honored guest and recipient of an honorary degree award from Moore College of Art and Design, Ruby Lerner, who will be introduced later in the program. And I want to thank the members of the boards of trustees and managers who steward this wonderful institution. What a happy day. As graduates, all of you are crossing the threshold of the future into a world that is more visual than ever. Here is what you are carrying over that doorstep with you. Experience and knowledge that you will draw from to create. The capacity to keep learning. An artistic ability refined. And more intrinsically, you carry your confidence, your power, and your network. Most of all, you carry resilience. The tears are in my eyes. I have to wipe them. As graduates in this uncertain time, you have navigated new ways of working, new ways of learning with grace and determination. You have sacrificed the full experience of part of your final term as seniors with us to aid the greater good and look out for one another. I cannot emphasize enough what an accomplishment it is for you to have completed your degree under these extraordinary circumstances. We look forward to celebrating with you in person when we are able to do so. Hopefully it won't be too long. As intellectual, artist, teacher, curator, designer, and entrepreneur, you walk toward your next step, supported by this institution and with a competitive advantage. You are expert in solving problems creatively, and you have the capacity to accept criticism and to learn from it. You are entering a society that has a heightened embrace of what you do, of who you are. More than ever, we are in a visual environment and world where there is need for the capacity to create. And you are poised to combine the grace, savvy, and self-confidence you gained at Moore to take your place in that world. Graduates and graduation is not just about walking across the stage or seeing your diploma flashed on the video screen. It is the culmination of a serious endeavor, the fulfillment of a contract between you and the institution. Your degree is earned. So be proud of what you've accomplished. That is why it is called commencement, because it's both a beginning and an end. We honor each of you today because you did, to paraphrase President John F. Kennedy, you did the work, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. In many ways, your achievement today exemplifies the power of your art to transform, and you have done that, and I suspect you will continue to do so. I want to offer you an illuminating message to carry with you as you begin your journey to the future. While the statement was not intended in this way or as a compliment, it can be construed as such. Nevertheless, she persisted. This is something I want you to carry with you forever. Persistence is determination in action. It is the, some would say, tenacious fulfillment of an idea. It's the determination to make an idea happen. It will come in all shapes and sizes in your lifetime. It will mean going to the studio when you don't feel like it, going to a friend's opening once we can because you are supporting them, dragging yourself out of the house or the studio, calling a colleague instead of sending a text because you care, because it's the right thing to do, because you have to further your network. Persistence is subjugating what you don't want to do in the interest of doing what you need to do. You've already exhibited this quality by finishing your work and earning your degree. You exhibit persistence because it's right, because it'll help, because deep down inside, you know you should. And it can involve a moral imperative or, frankly, vested self-interest. But either way, your talent and intellect will only get you so far. Persistence will carry you the other part of the way. In addition to everything you've gained from your time at the college, please remember, never give up in achieving your goals. Never. Go around, confront the barriers, continue to climb over the roadblocks ahead, and have confidence and security in the knowledge that you are a Moore graduate and that you can do anything you set your mind to. The other tool I invite you to place in your portfolio is gratitude. Not as a noun, but as a verb. In recognizing that many people along your journey will assist you, even if it may appear as if all they do is challenge you. This awareness is key to your ability to face adversity and embrace opportunity. Taking stock of the good things pushes you to recognize the possibilities. Practice persistence and gratitude. They won't let you down. I wish you the best in your journey. You will always be part of the Moore community. Congratulations again to the class of 2020. Thank you. Moore College of Art is a private institution with a public purpose. It is governed by a board of trustees and managers that ensure that we are financially and educationally sound. I would like to acknowledge Art Block, Marta Adelson, Louisa Falcion, Christina De Faria, 2008, and Mindy Glassman, 1972, Jenny Gross, 1974, Carly Combs, 1918, Kathy Lister, 1978, Colin Orton, and Keith Straw from the Board of Trustees and Managers, and to thank them for their stewardship, their investment of time, talent, and resources, generate scholarships, guide us in our strategic thinking, and connect us to the world of the arts and business. It takes many people to keep the college going, process the records, generate scholarships, and attend to the well-being of the students. I would like to acknowledge the hardworking staff and to thank them. Please join me in thanking our staff. The most important part of this college happens in the classroom and the studio. We are grateful to the faculty whose hard work, strong investment in the students, and reputation as artists and scholars strengthen the institution. Our graduates consistently cite their relationships with their professors being one of the most valuable parts of their experience at Moore. Please join me in thanking our incredible faculty. And lastly, graduates. There are people at this commencement who have made your journey possible through their love, support, and commitment to your studies. And if we were together, I would ask them to stand. Instead, I will ask them to reach behind their shoulders and give themselves a pat on the back. I would like now to ask you to give your thanks to your family and friends for their love and loyalty. Now it's time to honor our students. Every year, the college elects a representative from the graduating class to serve on the board of managers. Students are nominated by faculty and administration or by themselves and must submit a resume, write an essay about how they might serve as the class representative to the board of managers, and then be interviewed by members of the board leadership committee. This year's representative is art education major Brianna Hayes. Congratulations, Brianna. Love it. And now we would be delighted to join two of our wonderful students in a video message, our valedictorian, Emily Frizzelle, and Happy Fernandez Leadership Prize winner, Ashley Monteiro.
Hi everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2020. I wish that we could be together, but during these unprecedented times, we'll have to make do. I first and foremost want to say, I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourself as best as you can. Putting your health and well-being first is the most important thing you can do for yourselves right now, and I sincerely wish everyone good health and happiness over the next several months. Right now, creating things is especially difficult. We, as creatives, often carry a burden of overproductivity. We feel as if we always need to be creating or doing something. And due to the situation in hand, we might not be as productive as we used to be, or we might be feeling guilt over it. I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everyone on that. But I want you all to know that whatever you're feeling is valid and completely understandable during these times. Don't feel ashamed if you can't get yourself to create right now. Do what you can. Draw, make a doodle, take a photo on your phone, do whatever you can at your own pace. Just know that after all of this comes to an end, you'll make it to the other side stronger than you were before. You'll get to create again, but more importantly, you'll get to laugh again, you'll be with friends again, you'll get to make new memories to look back on and smile, And when the fall comes around, remember that you made it, and you'll get through whatever gets thrown at you next. And with that, I wish you all a great summer, and I can't wait to see you all in the fall.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Monteiro and I will be leaving Moore with a BFA in illustration and a minor in fine arts. These past 4 years at Moore have not only shaped me to become who I am today, but has prepared me with the skill set, knowledge, and most importantly, set me up for success as I continue my journey beyond Moore. Attending Moore was one of the best decisions I've made. I've gained friends, mentors, and essentially a family that has helped me tremendously throughout my time here. I'm grateful for my professors, friends, and classmates who have pushed me to my full potential and encouraged me to do my best every day. They have all inspired me and helped me find my path as an artist, as well as helped me to nurture my love for art, learning, and teaching. I've truly been inspired and I couldn't be any happier. I wish to continue my education once graduating and one day become a teacher and an artist that will help others just like my teachers has helped me. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and without this village, I wouldn't be who I am today. Today, I'm leaving Moore with a voice, a great sense of what it is to become a leader, and a family. Thank you for these wonderful 4 years.
Thank you, Emily and Ashley. That was wonderful. This year was the 5th year of operations of the Faculty Forum, a representative body of the faculty members who work to support the teaching and learning mission of the college, and to facilitate faculty participation in college-wide shared governance. It is my pleasure to welcome Faculty Forum President James Johnson, who is an Associate Professor of Photography and Digital Arts, to deliver greetings from the faculty. Jim?
Thank you, President Fitzgibbon. On behalf of my distinguished colleagues, the faculty, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on achieving this remarkable goal that we're here to celebrate today, graduating from Moore. Remarkable, that's you, the class of 2020, and that's probably an understatement. When we first gathered in our classrooms at the beginning of this semester, no one could have anticipated that we'd be honoring you today through a series of interconnected cameras and screens. The most unprecedented challenge that anyone has seen in a very long time was thrown at you with no advance notice, and you were forced to adapt. But you did it. You rose to the challenge and you did the work, and now you're sitting here under this virtual tent, and we're all here to stand with you as you step over one of the most significant thresholds that you'll ever cross. Each one of you has figured out how to face this challenge, think of it as just another problem to solve, and overcome it. That's remarkable. I have to admit, when I first learned that we'd be holding classes online for the remainder of the semester, I was uncertain about how it would go. I didn't know if it was possible to do it, let alone do it well. But I watched as the seniors in my thesis class returned virtually after spring break, continued working on their projects, expanded them, and finished them without compromising the integrity of their ideas. Much to my delight, they surprised me. Sure, it was difficult. There have been some true disappointments in the second half of this semester, but not one of my students let that stop them from realizing accomplished, outstanding professional thesis projects. I've clicked through the online thesis exhibition that the staff from the galleries has so skillfully assembled. This site is full of projects that demonstrate commitment, passion, professionalism, rigor, and talent. You have all risen to what might be the most substantial challenge you'll ever face, and you succeeded. Resilience is an important thing. Part of it is innate, but part of it is something you cultivate through practice. You all just had a great deal of practice. What you've learned over the last 2 months is part of you now. This moment has shaped you. You'll look back at this time as you face new challenges in the workplace and all other facets of your life. You'll take the lessons you've just learned with you for the rest of your lives. They will be a constant reminder of what you are capable of. Greatness. Don't ever forget that. We're proud of you. We're impressed with everything you've been able to achieve in the face of this tremendous challenge. Please stay in touch. We love hearing about all of the paths that our students' lives take as they make their way through the world. Once again, congratulations on this exceptional achievement.
Thank you, Jim. That was wonderful. It is my great pleasure to introduce you to this year's honorary degree recipient and guest speaker, Ruby Lerner. Ruby is the founding director of Creative Capital, an innovative arts foundation that adapts venture capital concepts to support individual artists. Under her 17 years of leadership, Creative Capital designed a comprehensive support system for artists that combined money with advisory support. It committed more than $40 million in financial support and advisory support to 511 projects, representing 642 artists. This commitment helped grantees leverage nearly $100 million in additional support, and saw dozens of artists receive Guggenheim Awards and MacArthur Genius Grants, among many other accolades. Currently, Ruby is working as an advisor to the Arts Exchange at the Open Society Foundations, assisting in the design and implementation of the International Soros Arts Fellowship, and teaching. She is also the arts advisor to Civic Hall in New York, an organization that promotes the development of technology in the public interest. Ruby, thank you for meeting with our students. You are truly an inspiration and a great role model for our graduates, and it is an honor to have you here today, and I can't wait to welcome you back to Moore.
I can't wait either. And you have to stop crying, because if you cry,
Okay.
Congratulations to you all on this milestone. And Cecelia, thank you so much to you and to the whole family here at Moore for this incredible honor. I have indeed been blessed with a truly fulfilling career, and that is something that I wish for each of you graduating today. This spring has eerily reminded me of my own graduation 50 years ago in 1970. It was the spring that the United States invaded Cambodia in an extension of the Vietnam War. After protesters were gunned down at Kent State University in Ohio, there was a nationwide student strike involving more than 4 million students at 450 colleges, universities, and high schools. We didn't have technology then. There was no Zooming. Everything just stopped. And in Baltimore, where I was a senior at Goucher College, also a women's college at that time, it was the year of a different plague, the 17-year locust. You do not want to be anywhere near those bugs, trust me, with their bulging red eyes, their bright orange wings, and their otherworldly daytime mating calls. But that spring, as confusing as it was to us then, pales in comparison to what you are experiencing now. This is a scary time. There's no way to sugarcoat the reality of this moment. I feel certain that right now you have a lot of anxiety, as we all do, about what our world will look like in 6 months, a year, or beyond, and what your personal prospects will be in this new, uncertain, and unpredictable future. You're absolutely justified in these feelings. While no one can promise you that these concerns will be evaporating anytime soon, it's also important to recognize that no generation in recent memory has had the opportunity that is before you right now. How will we, and by we, I mean mostly you, respond to the many challenges that lie ahead? Because it is your generation that will be charged with inventing our new world. That work must first start with the acknowledgement that a country and economy that can fall apart in a matter of weeks was perhaps not the most stable world. We already knew it wasn't an equitable world, but just how inequitable has now been rawly exposed. So let's not talk about going back to a world that was, in so many critical respects, a lie. How can we make a new world, a better world? There are many artists and designers, past and present, whose work and ideas can guide us now. I'm sure that you have studied many of them here. I've been thinking a lot about the artist Joseph Beuys and his belief that art has the potential to transform society. This manifested in his core ideas about social sculpture, in which he regarded society itself as one giant work of art that we are all called upon to shape and reshape. More recently, the Canadian architect and designer Bruce Mau observed that whether we realize it or not, we are living in a designed world. The question, is it a design for destruction or for a sustainable world that can safely be handed down to future generations? He wrote that he had become less enamored of the world of design, but entranced by the prospect of designing the world. And he implores us to think like we are lost in the forest. And right now, I think you could argue we are. But if you ever thought that what you were studying here was merely an abstraction, this moment should reveal how practical that knowledge actually is. There is no structure in society that will not need to be rethought and redesigned. The training you received here has ignited your artistic and cultural imagination. And now that training will also be required to help fuel our collective civic imagination as well. I was so heartened to see the distinctive way this college describes itself. Moore prepares its students for professional careers in the visual arts by emphasizing critical thinking, problem solving, risk taking, and strong communication skills. And it values lifelong learning and leadership. Guess what? These are not just skills that artists will need in the new era. These are skills that we will all need as citizens to be prepared for the hard work ahead. I had the delightful pleasure of speaking with several of you earlier in the week. And so now I know that you have all been well fortified for the leadership that will now be demanded. And we need you to be at the forefront of helping us all envision our future. Recently, the technology leader, Mark Andreessen, wrote about the imperative of this moment. I think building is how we reboot the American dream, he stated. We need to demand more of our culture, of our society, and we need to demand more from one another. To everyone around us, we should be asking the question, what are you building? We need to get all the talent we can on the biggest problems we have and on building the answers to those problems. Our forefathers and foremothers built roads and trains, farms and factories, then the computer, the microchip, the smartphone, and uncounted thousands of other things that we now take for granted, that are all around us, that define our lives and provide for our well-being. There's only one way to honor their legacy and to create the future we want, and that is to build. So to the class of 2020, be bold, stay curious, be strategic, stay alert, stay safe. And I know you thought you were done, but here's your post-graduation homework assignment. Dream a new world, and then go build it. Congratulations, class of 2020, and thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, Ruby. How could I not cry with that? We cannot wait to present you with your hood and the Honorary Doctorate in Fine Arts when we come together to celebrate the class of 2020 later this fall. You will be forever part of the Moore community. And now a message from our Chair of the Board of Managers, Arthur Block.
Good morning. I have the honor to speak on behalf of the entire Board of Trustees and Managers, including my colleague Fran Graham, 66, Chair of the Board of Trustees, in expressing our congratulations to the class of 2020 on the incredible achievement we are celebrating with you today. I would like to take a moment to reflect on the value of our community, both in good times and in times of uncertainty such as this. The Moore community is robust and active. Moore is made up of an incredible faculty and dedicated staff, and we boast a highly involved group of gracious alumni who continue to support their alma mater in countless ways. Perhaps most importantly, our community relies on the students and their support systems of families and friends whose guidance has led them to this point. We are so thrilled to be able to gather with all of you remotely today to celebrate the tremendous accomplishments of the class of 2020. This gathering is a testament to the strength of our community. Whether in years to come you stay nearby or travel far, the Moore community will always be here to support you on your journey, as you have enriched the community during your time here. To the class of 2020, congratulations on your tremendous accomplishments. When you succeed, the Moore community succeeds. Thank you for giving us so much to be proud of.
Thank you, Art. We are indeed so very proud of the class of 2020. I would like to now invite Chief Academic Officer Patricia Phillips to speak. Dean Phillips is a noted scholar and continues to model a collaborative spirit, respectful collegiality, and an unwavering commitment to high standards. We are delighted to have Patti make some remarks. Dean Phillips.
Thank you, President Fitzgibbon. Greetings to the Moore College of Art and Design class of 2020, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts students. What a marvelous accomplishment in such a challenging and unprecedented time we are living within. Today is a passage of great joy, but also gravitas for all of you, for all of us, as well as your families and friends who have supported and guided you along the way to this moment and this remarkable achievement. Perhaps like many of you, I found myself reading about topics that I maybe generally don't always think about: epidemiology, homeschooling, the anatomy of viruses, acts of courage and gratitude on the part of healthcare workers and other essential workers, higher education in the midst of a pandemic. And I've been checking into all kinds of really interesting webinars too. Recently, I listened to actor and entrepreneur Miyata Edego, the founder and director of Abundance Unbound, a financial education organization. She spoke about financial strategies for artists and freelancers impacted by COVID-19. She described growth mindsets and power mindsets. And that's very relevant for us at Moore because, as you know, the notion of a great growth mindset is now a very vibrant substrate of our foundation year program. But she also talked about pain cycles and power cycles and which parts of our brains and our perspectives and attitudes drive our work. She suggested that pain, though, is generally a passenger. It doesn't get to drive. It's power and it's vision that get to drive. I thought that was really resonant, and it certainly resonated for me. She also cited the incredible work of Viktor Frankl, who was an eminent psychotherapist and also a survivor of Nazi concentration camps. He advocated for that we all need a compelling purpose in life to feel positive about, and then to persistently and immersively imagine its outcome. The year of 2020, like 2020 that we used to call perfect vision, which of course is now, a dated concept because there are many forms of visual acuity, right? But one thing is that artists do have visual acuity of all kinds, and frequently a capacity to understand precise detail and granularity as well as a capacity to envision expansive phenomena. This is a time that also marks some other major moments for women's rights and human liberation. For example, it's the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote in the United States, ratified in August of 1920. And it's an important election year for all citizens. I suggest that you honor this extraordinary anniversary of women's enfranchisement by exercising your own right to vote. And then 60 years ago, in May 1960, this is a little more obscure, but I think it's very relevant, the Federal Food and Drug Administration approved the first over-the-counter oral contraceptive. The availability of the pill for women enunciated not only a new sexual independence for women, but also it brought a kind of flexibility and independence and an opportunity to plan that also dramatically influenced the role of women in the workplace. Ruby mentioned the tragedy of Kent State University and the national student strike in 1970. And I also think about, it's also the 50th anniversary of the first Earth Day. And while a global pandemic is our consuming preoccupation at this time, without action and intervention, the accelerating and escalating impacts and risks of climate change and global warming will continue to have dire consequences for people throughout the world. We are all learning new lessons and experiencing new insights at this time. This is truly a time where we begin to see the relational dynamics of public health, equity, and environmental health. And as the spring of 2020 has impressed on all of us, we all must commit to care and attention to each other, and to be sure that our exercise of free will is also on behalf of a common and a safe and an equitable public good. I began my work at Moore at the same time that many of you did, not all of you, but many of you, of the students that we honor here today. 2016, I came in the summer of 2016. It is my privilege and my honor to work with more students, and of course, our wonderful and dedicated faculty. You, our students and graduates, are diversely intelligent and perceptive, deeply curious and inquiring, and reliably inspiring and surprising. Here on this special day of recognition is a vibrant community of students who are fiercely committed to their creative work and significantly are generous with each other, experience authentic pleasure in each other's success, and also support each other in challenging moments of doubt and uncertainty that are often the ignition of authentic creativity and agency. We witness how artists and designers have a true capacity to experiment with and produce visions that impact social and cultural imagination in our contemporary world. Quite simply, it is an extraordinary gift to witness and work with students who love and embrace the perennially challenging enterprise of independent thought and action. The thought of turning you loose and imagining what you will do to change the world we share is provocative and invigorating. Scholar and poet Elizabeth Kmark Minute writes, "There is always another way to turn an idea, another perspective on phenomena, a different conceptual approach to explore, a fresh and startlingly suggestive example to be taken into account. What seems settled one moment is unsettled again the next." She advises us to love the questions and to live with and within them. And during this strange and unsettling time, and a final part of our semester of virtual learning and teaching and not convening on our campus as we're so used to, We have embraced the paradox of distance and community, exploring new ways of coming together through multiple forms of engagement, participation, communication, and collaboration. Imagining and engaging with the improbable and imagining the improbable into reality is what creative individuals and communities do, and what all of you do each and every day, wherever we are, because of our time together at Moore. For as we know and history confirms, in times of radical change, artists and designers are our future-minded, resourceful guides to new ideas and unimagined possibilities. All that we behold today is Moore's mission, and it has been for many, many, many years. And all of you, our graduates, are the vibrant embodiment of this mission. This is your moment. Be creative. And as historian Timothy Snyder proposes to all of us, be as courageous as you can. Congratulations, class of 2020. And now we get to do what we're here to do, the conferring of the degrees. First, the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts. Madam President, in the judgment of the faculty of Moore College of Art and Design, the individuals before us have met all of the requirements for the Master of Fine Arts degree.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me and with the highest hopes for your future, I hereby confer upon each of you the Masters of Fine Arts degree for which your studies have qualified you. The members of the Masters of Fine Arts class of 2020 will now receive their virtual diplomas. I invite Graduate Program Director Daniel Tucker to announce the candidates.
The candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts in Socially Engaged Studio Art are Sarah Elizabeth Kleinert, Chelsea Weber Brandis. I now invite Dean Phillips to return to speak.
Thank you, Daniel. Next, we have the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Madam President, in the judgment of the faculty of Moore College of Art and Design, the individual before us have met all of the requirements for the Master of Arts degree.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me, and with the highest hopes for your future, I hereby confer upon each of you the Masters of Arts degree for which your studies have qualified you. The member of the Masters of Arts class of 2020 will now receive their virtual diploma. I invite Graduate Program Director Daniel Tucker to announce the candidate.
The candidate for the degree of Master of Art in Socially Engaged Art is Camille O'Connor.
And finally, I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm good to go. And finally, the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Madam President, in the judgment of the faculty of Moore College of Art and Design, the seniors before us have met all of the requirements for the baccalaureate degree.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me, and with the highest hopes for your future, I hereby confer upon each of you the respective bachelor's degrees for which your studies have qualified you. The members of the class of 2020 will now receive their digital diplomas. I invite the departmental chairpersons to announce the candidates. First, Stephen Wood.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Animation and Game Arts are
Autumn Joy Alexander. Sarah Michelle Barden. Maxine Emily Boucher. Michaela Frances Love Flanagan, cum laude, with a minor in illustration. Alyssa Marie Rodriguez. Jennifer Tran, summa cum laude, with a minor in business. Anastasia Veronica Willard. Ariana Shea Williams, magna cum laude. I'm just going to introduce Lauren Stitcher, will now announce the art education candidates.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art Education are Damalis Diaz, Ariana Mackenzie Harder, Brianna Marie Hayes, summa cum laude, Jacqueline Victoria Timbrook, and Nina Marcella Valdea. I'd like to invite Kelly Kirby to announce the Curatorial Studies candidates.
The candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Curatorial Studies is Deanna Lee Emmons, cum laude, with minors in creative writing and photography and digital arts. Nichelle Ortiz will now announce fashion design candidates.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor in Fine Arts in Fashion Design are Jasmine Castañeda Nava, with a minor in Business and Textile Design. Jasmine Herring, with a minor in Business. Jacqueline Kenzie, with a minor in Business and Textile Design. Karen Cottrell, with a minor in Business and Textile Design. Shelly McComsey. Asha McIntosh, with a minor in Textile Design. Drashley Pena, with a minor in Textile Design. Nadia Robertson. Jasmine Elizabeth Schulte, magna cum laude, with a minor in Textile Design. Noelle Small, with a minor in Textile Design. Tiana Jenny Turton, with a minor in Business and Textile Design. Ariella Colleen Tucker. And Erin Michelle Winward, with a minor in Business. I would like to call Steve Wood to announce the fine art candidates.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts are Hannah Elspeth Emmert, magna cum laude, Sarah Nikolai Matheny, Jade Ramos, with a minor in textiles, Savannah Elizabeth Megan Vetter, with a minor in art history. Catherine Detier will now announce the graphic design, illustration, and interior design candidates.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Graphic Design are Kimberly Ibardalaza Ishmael, cum laude, Mary Catherine Jardin, Abigail Samantha Lowe, Larissa Lucas, with a minor in business, Samara Page, Pagan, Patricia Thompson, summa cum laude, with a minor in illustration. The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Illustration are Kate Botek, Emma Cortalesa, summa cum laude, Megan R. Crayville, Brianna E. Cronin, summa cum laude. Asa Rain Littlefield, magna cum laude. Shiana Page, Mac, cum laude, with a minor in animation and game arts. Liana Marks. Ashley Jewel Monteiro, with a minor in fine arts. Jacqueline Ann Mulder, summa cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Newman, cum laude. Angela Palma, summa cum laude. Brooklyn Seipel, magna cum laude. Allison Warren. Stephanie Winger, magna cum laude, with a minor in business. The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design are Ashley Elizabeth Adams, with a minor in fashion design. Ziamara Patricia Arbaiza. Abby Couch. Alexis C. Rivers. Alexa Marie Rosenblatt, with a minor in business. Gabrielle Rose Schreiber, cum laude. Taylor Smith. Will Stephen Wood please now announce the photography and digital arts candidates?
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Photography and Digital Arts are Allison Marie Drummond, Kanisa Matisse Evans, magna cum laude, with a minor in Curatorial Studies. Emily Lynn Frizzelle, summa cum laude. Victoria Gallagher. Kelly Hare, cum laude. Melissa Madeline Yates. Katrina Yusubova. I will now announce that President Fitzgibbon will return to the screen for closing remarks.
Class of 2020, it is customary for all of us to have a rose and to raise it in the air. Several weeks ago, we sent you a rose. And for those of you who have received it, I welcome you to raise it high in the air. For those of you who have not, we'll do the real thing when we come together. But please feel free to raise your rose high in the air, and we would love one more round of rousing applause. Rousing applause, Joe. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments, and we can't wait to see the impact that you will make on the world. And our colleagues join all of us in wishing you our heartfelt congratulations. This completes our ceremony. We look forward to welcoming you back on campus to celebrate the class of 2020 when we get the all clear in the fall. Congratulations.